After a thrilling opening event, we return to the H2 Orbs Stadium for event number 2 in the Pesky Marble Championship, Balancing. I'm Pesky Bird, and I am joined once again by Spenny in the commentary booth.
Yes, I am very excited for this. Balancing is a fantastic event. It is a staple of marble sports, and we are about to see these 16 teams go at it on this balancing board, starting with the H2 Orbs.
And they're off, and 2 go to the side really quickly, and they get 1 finisher to the end. Fans definitely happy about that. We'll see how they did really. They got 2 right around the 40 mark, and it'll be a 251, setting the benchmark for the scorers to come through this event.
All right, here we are with the Rocky Rollers now, our second run. Can they beat the H2 Orbs? One of them falls off the top side. One of them falls onto the measuring tape. We do have a finisher, I believe. Just about, yes. 253, barely over the H2 Orbs.
Yeah, one of them did fall off a little bit earlier, but their score was just a bit better. Now, the Eclipses, runner-up last season, and that was not good at all for them. Splaying to the sides, and their fans not happy about that.
Look at that. They splayed side to side very quickly. They are even lucky to have a finisher, despite the other 3 falling off super quick as we move on to the next run.
Mocha Missiles now, the 3rd place last season. What can they do in balancing here? And they go everywhere, and they have 0 finishers. That is not good from the runs we've seen before.
Yeah, having 0 finishers already after 4 runs is going to be the make it or break it. If you have a finisher, you generally have a decent chance. And Mocha Missiles, not very good there as we move on to the Strikers.
And they also get out of sorts there, but they will get a finisher, unlike the Mocha Missiles, and that looked a little bit more consistent there.
A lot of them staying on pretty quick. A 41 drags them down a little bit, but they do take first overall after 5 runs.
Now, the Leaping Lizards, dead last of the first event. Can they improve here in this event? And they're holding on pretty well, and they do get 1 finisher. That looked a lot better than the runs we've seen before.
Yes, look at this. They started off pretty well, splaying to the sides a little bit, but it takes first again.
283 is a much better score than what we've seen before, with like 250, so they're well out in front. Now, the Shadowrunners, dead last season, trying to improve, and they'll get 2 finishers here. I'd have to think that's a really good score.
First team to get 2 finishers there. The other 2 falling off midway, but it still does not take first from the previous team.
I wasn't even close. They were like 20 points off, so the consistency of the Leaping Lizards definitely showing true here. Now the Winter Warriors, and they splay off immediately. 1 gets to the end, 1 almost gets to the end, falls off that shoot there. I don't know if they count that as a finish, and they won't. Only giving them an 85. But they still end up in 3rd place.
Continuing to balance after the balancing game is supposed to be done. But here we go with the Green Dragons as they about to get released. There they go. Straight down the middle, and 2 finishers, almost 3.
That was very impressive from the Green Dragons. Like, they stayed almost perfectly straightforward to getting out at the end, but 313 blows the entire competition out of the water, and they take first place.
Brilliant run for the Green Dragons onto the Violet Vortexes now. Splaying to the side, all of them, or almost all of them, off the top side, just over halfway. They do get a finisher, though, so that should help a little bit.
249, that's not a good score for them. Violet Vortexes continue to struggle here. Now, the rookies, the Cherry Bombs, what can they do in their first season as they're off here? And it just all goes wrong for them. All off before like the 50 mark. The Cherry Bombs, that's not what they wanted in their rookie season.
They're lucky to not get dead last there. 229 puts them in 10th out of 11. That finisher helping them just a little bit.
Team Oasis now, and they're off, and 1 falls off almost immediately, and they almost had 2 finishers. 1 falls off right at the 80 mark, and how to think that's not going to be the greatest of runs. Only 7th out of 12 so far.
That 33 dragging them down. One of those marbles falling off super quickly. Here we go with the River Rapids. We have about 4 runs left. 4 runs left now. And do we get a finisher? Just barely.
That was very close. They almost had 2 finishes there, but that was a pretty consistent run. Both actually only in the 40s, so only the 5th place with the 2:59, which is about the average score you'll get in this event.
Here we go with the Infernos. How does it start? All of them falling off the top side. One finisher. Seems to be a bit of a trend going on here. But this balancing beam is tough to stay on, so any finisher is a solid performance by an athlete. 234 for 12th.
Yeah, not very good there. Not very consistent. Just because they got a finisher does not mean the entire team score will be good. Now the Fruity Flyers in their new uniforms. What can they do here? That looked pretty good. They had 2 marbles get past 60 and 1 to the end. How will this stack up to the rest of the competition? And it'll be 3rd, 269. That's really good from the Fruity Flyers.
Can they hold on to that podium with 1 run left? It is the Surging Storms, one of the fan favorites. They balance well. Do they get a finisher? Yes, they do.
That looked pretty good from them. What will it turn out to be? And it'll be 2nd place. Out of nowhere, the Surging Storms now have back-to-back silver medals. And I get 285, just barely beating the Lipping Lizards for 2nd place.
And the Fruity Flyers do get denied that medal despite being the 2nd to last runner. But the Green Dragons will not be denied with that brilliant performance that they had.
Yeah. Consistency definitely shows in these team events. The Green Dragons had it much more than anybody else. They stand on top of the podium.
As we look into the crowd, very happy with what they saw. Well, some of them very happy with what they saw. And as we look at the overall, the Surging Storms take the overall lead after 2 events. Green Dragons very close behind. As the next event, rock climbing.